Hey, good evening, everyone. Well, good morning. Let me say good morning, rather. We want to
He ain't
welcome
had
you
his
guys
coffee
to
yet.
another. What you say, man?
He ain't had his coffee yet.
I haven't. I haven't. I don't really drink too much coffee, but we want to welcome you guys to the Black Market Podcast, presented by Hack the Markets. I'm AC.
Jerome, aka the Market Prodigy, as always.
Raheem, the dream.
Everybody, I'm Kenneth.
Okay. So, what you guys been looking at this week? Like, how y'all weeks been going with the trading? Like, y'all been looking at some pretty good stuff, or made a little decent
Man,
money, or what you got going on?
I've been seeing
Woo.
some abnormal activity in the market this week, man. It's been a roller coaster, but you know, luckily, we know how to trade both ways and stuff, but it's been a challenge just because things have been strange in the market where, the 10-year yield rates have finally started to ease and go down. So we were expecting like the NASDAQ and the tech stocks to really bounce off of that. But the opposite happened. Like those tech stocks were still suppressed, yet the yield rates were going down. So there's been a lot of stuff going on in the news. The Fed Jerome Powell has been coming in and talking about things, and President Biden, he came in and started talking about the status of the economy and how we're ramping things up. So just a lot of stuff is going on, and I think people are taking their time to just ingest all of that, and I think it's showing in the markets right now, that indecision.
Yeah, I agree. We haven't really been seeing any big moves that we usually see. But at the same time, I mean, like the moves that we are seeing, I mean, they're muted, but it is some things that's still running. Those rates are definitely playing a huge part on those tech stocks, though. Definitely.
While
Yeah.
we're talking about those rates, let me show that on my screen real quick.
Yeah, that'll be a
Dollar,
good
is
thing to
at
see.
the highest it's been since like last November right now.
Oh yeah, I know you guys been looking at that dollar, Raheen and Kenneth, with that dollar index going for.
Yeah, especially for the currency traders out there, man. The dollar has been bullish on all of the major pairs, even the G and the J. So that just shows how much more momentum that the dollar has right there.
Okay,
Yeah, just
yeah.
looking
So
for
these
a
things
decent
are up
spike
today.
up.
So right here, we're just looking at a quick 5-day ramp here, and you can see really over the get this breaker set up over the 5 days. Like this is looking back at the 22nd here. Rates got as high as to 1.69, and remember last week they were up to like 1.71, 1.72 last week. So we saw a lot of prices dropping in the market. But this this week, we saw them reach a new low like yesterday, got all the way down to 1.59, and we did start to see some tech stocks, especially in the Nasdaq, start to bounce. But you know, Friday morning, here we go again. They started to bounce up this morning, and right now they're up to what's in 1.62 on the graph, but really, real time it's at 1.67. So it shot way up. So I'm interested to see if it's going to stay there when the market opens, or if we're going to see another price slide.
Yeah, that's some interesting stuff right there. Especially seeing that the prices did ease coming back from the beginning of the week, and now at the end of the week, we're back on a uptrend. It looks like not a steep one, but I mean it's still a uptrend. That's definitely going to be affecting a lot of consumers that's out here trying to get either houses or cars, credit cards, all that type stuff.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about President Biden. How do you guys feel about his comments about, he talked about in his first 100 days, his original goal was 100 million shots. And then he said basically we're approaching day 50. It's like day 40 something. And he's already hit 100 million vaccine shots. So now for that 100 days, he's doubling new goal is 200 million vaccines. So, I bring it up to say, well, how does that affect the markets? Well, the more vaccines we have, it seems like more people are going back to work. And that means there's going to be like a boost in economy because they're also rolling out the stimulus money. So then we're getting into, hey, is the economy growing too fast? And that's where those panics and talks about inflation are coming from. How do you guys feel about that? You think that's something that we're going to be facing in the next few months?
Well, I
Well,
think
I
it's
say, I say one
back to.
thing. Uh,
I think we're trying to adjust back to what normal life was. We used to have that idea, and so now this is we have some money in your pocket. You're not working from home. You're kind of assuming your regular flow of activities. So I would say, I mean, not only is that like that consumer discretionary income huge, but as businesses start to grow, people start to go back and hire more. Employment rates are going to increase. So that it's going to have a kind of an effect, domino effect on everything. Um, so I think as we continue to kind of adjust it, like I said, what normal life is, that's what his idea is.
Yeah, I see it having a positive effect as well, just because we know that the reopening is like a story that people are talking about, but the reopening hasn't necessarily happened just yet. And then we also do still have a lot of slack in the job market and all of that stuff. So being able to hire a lot of those people back, that could be definitely a good boost to the economy, in my opinion. The other thing that I'm looking at though is the inflation that you were hitting on. Um, if the economy is growing too fast, of course, the Fed has to come in, and what they're going to do is they're going to start raising rates even more. Though they're going to come in because that's how you combat a growing economy is you raise the rates even more to make it not grow to the point where it's overheating. So with that being said, if we are seeing those inflations coming back and the economy actually growing again, then we're gonna have to brace to see higher rates, and it's not a bad thing because if you look at it historically, we're still at like all time lows, rates we've never seen before or haven't seen in years. So it's to a point now where it's like the banks and people like that are really waiting for this inflation so that they can start raising those rates, and like all these cyclical stocks are going to start going up. So it could definitely have a good be a good catalyst. Let me say that it could be a good catalyst for the country, but also we know that because of that, um, the growth stocks that we love so much, we're gonna have to start going to put season on those. Like that will turn it into put season because rates are going up. The only thing that we would want to be getting in on is that's when the cyclical stuff does turn into growth stocks though. So it's kind of like you get into this weird timeline because growth stocks aren't necessarily like the dividends or the cyclical stocks. But once you get into growing economies, then that's when they do start outperforming, and that's what we're seeing right now too. A lot of things that we haven't even seen in a minute, like materials and what is it, industrials and financials and all that
mhm.
stuff. All those are actually going up now, and then all of your big tech and the things that we were riding the wave on in 2020 are just like tanking now. So that's my view on it.
Yeah, that's I was about to say, just kind of go off what Jerome man, AC, you just said. Jerome was saying, with everyone going back to work, and Aber saying, you know, um, we're expecting a lot of those industrials and financials to grow instead of the growth stock. A big thing that I'm looking at for the big opening is the oil prices. So oil
Mm.
stocks. But I'm really just keeping an eye on them because I feel like those are really have been delayed on the recovery and pretty much waiting for everyone to get back in their cars. So I feel like that's going to be something really big for this opening.
So in the with the
That's
oil
what I think.
prices, have you guys been picking up on that ship that's blocking
The
the
Suez
Suez Canal?
Canal. I was
Yeah.
literally about to bring that up too, especially when you brought the oil prices up because as we already know, the commodity has been going up like tremendously. Like we got over $60 a barrel, and like we didn't think we would see that. But OPEC has gone out. They've cut production and things of that nature. But now, how can you plan for a boat to turn sideways in the Suez Canal? Like, no one ever plans for that. And that messes up the supply chain of a lot of different things. So now you're seeing like things can be going good all the time, all leading up until this point. And then something like this happens. Like, that's not a big economic event. That's not a big thing that the company said that they lost money on, but that's a huge thing that's affecting a lot of people just because a boat
That's
turned
almost like an
sideways.
act of God right there. And this is not any kind of boat. We're talking about like Titanic here. And
Exactly. A big container boat.
they said if we stood it up, it would be the height of the Empire State Building.
That's wild.
Wow.
And they're having like these special machines come in and like try to, because it got sandbarred. So what happened is, and that's crazy because we're talking about the Suez Canal. It's like right in Egypt, right? So we're talking about we know it's Africa. So now we're talking about dust storms, sandstorms, and you're getting like uh basically breached. You just breached the sand and got stuck. So it's like that was an act of God for real, because there's nothing else that's gonna make this big boat get stuck on the side of the of the
Right.
of the shore and then
And
like
you know
block the
what?
whole Suez Canal.
So now I'm gonna be looking into whatever company gets this contract to come in and dredge the Suez Canal to make it deeper so that this don't happen again. Because you know it's coming. If it happened this time, it's gonna happen again.
They're
But you
probably
know
gonna have to make it
weather is
wider
weather.
too.
They can't. Yeah, they can't change the weather. Or yeah, they can only make it wider or deeper.
Hey, they can only change the weather a certain amount.
But
They can only change it a
um,
certain amount, because they definitely can change that weather. Because NASA down in South Mississippi has all those things where they test the engines, and because of all the smoke that comes up from it, they produce rain.
oh, we
They
got some rainmakers out here for real.
Yeah, like they send so much smoke up into the atmosphere, like all the steam or whatever is coming off of that engine, it goes up in the atmosphere, and then that's why it rains so much here in Birmingham and Atlanta and all that stuff.
Well, while we were, we touched on Africa and some of the stuff that's going on overseas and how it affects our markets here. Something interesting that came across my screen yesterday. I mean, it was crazy. Like I looked on TV and then I looked on my screen and I see some shoes burning. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? I ain't seen stuff burning like that since LeBron decided that he wanted to take his town to South Beach. They started burning jerseys and stuff. So I'm like, did LeBron leave again? Yesterday was the trade deadline. So I'm looking, and they're saying, no, this is China. They're saying China is under fire or whatever. People in China are burning Nike gear. So I started looking to it more. So it's really based on like the labor disputes. They've got something going on now called the Better Cotton Initiative, where they're saying that these people are basically like in sweat camps when they're making a lot of this textile stuff. So the people in the U.S. have started to bring that up. And then so why is it happening now? They're saying because people like Britain, Canada, United States, we've recently imposed trade and financial sanctions on China for these human rights abuses. So
Mm.
because of that, it's reached like the social media level in China. These restrictions or whatever. So in social media, they're starting to boycott a lot of United States brands. Nike was an example, but it wasn't just Nike. It was Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, Adidas, Burberry,
Mm.
a lot of those Puma, New Balance. So I'm wondering about the fallout from this, like particularly Nike. You could say, well, this is China. Nike is a United States brand, but then they showed that China is responsible for 23% of Nike's sales. So
Yeah,
if
that's
China
what I was
really
about to say.
yeah, if they really embrace that, are we going to see a dip in Nike stock pricing? Remember, Nike just had an earnings call. They beat their estimated price point, but not by much. So we saw it start to slip then. So will
But
this
and
news
then
right
look at
here
it,
continue
because
to
they
make it drop?
beat it. The only reason they beat it was because of China.
See, I'm thinking even from a supply chain perspective, it's going to start to affect that movement.
Oh
And
yeah, it's a lot of things that's made in China. So
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
once you start messing with China, you mess with a lot of different things. And the only thing that you can do is either A, stop messing with China, or B, you're gonna pay higher prices to do it here at home. So pick
right.
your poison and go for it.
Either way, it's a
Hey,
logistics nightmare.
Yeah.
about to say, Jerome, you talking about China, man. I'm about to go and get on this Chinese Tesla company real quick while we on the topic.
Go ahead.
About Neo, good old Neo, man.
Neo.
So the
Yeah.
latest news of Neo is that they actually have halted production
Oh wow.
as of they're gonna as of the 29th, and pretty much because of the semiconductor shortage.
That's what I was just about to
So
Oh,
we
ask. Was
having
it dealing with
literally
those
everything,
semiconductors?
Yeah.
I was
wow.
talking supply chain, it's hitting every part right now.
There you go.
And that just happened with Ford. We talked about that
Yep.
last week, where they were
Hmm.
only able to make half of the vehicle and they had to halt. So now we see this is hitting all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And also in the news, even though the Nasdaq was down, there was one company in the green called AMAT. This is the materials
Oh
for
yeah.
the semiconductors.
Applied
So
materials.
remember, and then
Uh,
you hear people like Intel saying that they're going to ramp up their production because of this semiconductor shortage. So that right there, that is going to be the same as the chip shortage. It's the same as the shortage that we've had in the gun industry with the ammunition,
Yeah.
because really that was created
Yeah.
not by a shortage of the
mhm.
bullets, but really the shortage of the primers, a key component of the bullet. They couldn't manufacture those. There was a shortage of it. So then they basically that means no bullet. Same thing with this chip. That's the heart of that's the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
That one chip
Right.
slows down
Right.
operation of all this stuff. So not only Neo, but the Lordstown Motors, CCIV, all of these guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great
EVs.
art.
And the only thing that
Yeah, I
now
was
did you
about to
guys see
say,
that Intel is trying to put 20 billion into like two sites in Arizona. They're trying to build two sites just because of this chip shortage. So Intel is coming in
oh,
putting 20
man,
billion down.
Wow.
And
that
then
adds up right there.
yeah, that's crazy.
These
And
these these companies are having to make big, adjustments and investments to try to right this thing.
yeah,
So
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, that chip
Yeah.
shortage is huge though. That's definitely playing a big part on a lot of stuff.
I was about to say, even though that Neo is having this shortage, about the 19% loss that it took over the past month is putting it at a really prime position for a lot of interest on
And
Yeah.
buys. So
that's what I'm just now
right
looking
now,
at,
Yeah.
because I'm looking at $34 where it's sitting at right now. Once upon a time, I remember this thing at 50, 60, $70.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
right,
oh, is it
Yeah.
time to buy?
Exactly.
hey, and you taking a little extra look on there, man. The implied volatility is out the roof too right now. So we're gonna
Hmm.
expect something to
Okay.
happen here
Yeah, most
pretty
definitely.
soon.
And with AMAT, I meant to say that when we talked about that before, Jerome, that AMAT, I think we had actually posted that inside of our chat that we have for everyone. It's for our team at least, the Hack the Markets team. I think we had actually talked about AMAT like last
Yeah,
week or
what
something
I'm
like that. We had another one, AA, that we were talking about. All these things are popping up, and we're talking about these things early, and we're able to get our team in on this stuff like very fast. Like we can get in and we can sit
Oh
back
yeah.
and allow the market to do what it wants to do. We're not sitting here like panicking, and we're not rushing to get into the trade either because we're already there. So that's
right.
one major thing that I do like about our team is the fact that we can go through the markets and we can disseminate what is good and what is bad, and start popping those things off. Because Jerome, I know you got some good penny stock uh things that you're throwing out. I know next
Oh
week I'm gonna be
yeah.
jumping on a lot of those just because like those things are popping.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. We're coming up on some good times, man. We won't get into the details of it, but building out some great, proprietary software that we're
Yeah.
working on where we can find this stuff a whole lot quicker. The less time you spend looking for these stocks, the more you're making better decisions on, okay, I got 10 stocks that I would buy right now. You can make that decision based on which one is moving faster,
Hmm.
based on how much free capital that you have to be able to put towards it or whatever. And you look at, and then you can make a decision based on risk or whatever. So I mean, we're really moving in a great direction right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same. So I know I was looking at the markets just a few minutes ago. I see that Darden restaurants. So Darden restaurants, they have the brands like Olive Garden, Longhorn, Yard House, Cheddar's, Bahama Breeze, Seasons 52, two
That's my
more
favorite
people.
right there.
They
Hmm.
actually just got upgraded. And of course, people are upgrading the restaurant industry now, all because is the
Mm-hmm.
reopening. So restaurants and all that stuff, people are going to be able to have more people come inside the restaurants. The capacity limitations are going to be coming off. It's getting
Yeah.
warmer, so more people can like sit outside and enjoy the warmer weather, especially down in the south. So you got a lot of things like that. They just raised the price target from 155 to 170 over at Stevens and Company. And I got one more that I wanted to share with you guys. Regeneron. Regeneron, we know we talked about them a lot, especially with the COVID. I
Mm.
know Trump had taken some type of
Yeah.
cocktail or something from him, and he said that he had got better when he had caught it. They just got upgraded, and they went. I mean, it's just $2, but I mean, it still got upgraded. It went from 655 to 657. But either way it go, it's a big upgrade.
Wait, so
That's
his original vaccine was from who?
Regeneron. So it wasn't a vaccine. It was like they were doing therapeutic treatments. And you
Yeah.
remember he got on the television and said that he felt the best he had ever felt ever using this Regeneron, and that he
Man said
wanted
thank you.
everybody in America to be able to get this same treatment because it was just amazing, and everybody needed to get this Regeneron treatment. Like,
Man.
so I don't think he affected them right then. I think he actually negatively affected them when he started talking like that. But they actually have started back rising again. So Regeneron is back on track without the
Yeah,
help of
man.
Trump.
I don't know if that's a
Oh.
spokesperson I want for the company. Foot season.
We had a
Now he
faulty
hasn't
start.
been their spokesperson in some months, so he isn't around anymore. He isn't really on the political scene like that, and he isn't. He's definitely not polling for Regeneron anymore. So you might be
Man,
safe with these guys now.
he might be chairman of the board
He
now,
might
man.
be the chair. Oh man, hey, that wouldn't be good then. But
wow.
it looks like we are almost out of time, guys. So we'll go ahead
Yeah.
and wrap it up here. We want to thank you guys for tuning in to our show. Definitely write in. We got emails on our website. Definitely get in contact with us. Write us on YouTube, write us on our Facebook page, however you want to get in contact with us. And if you want to join the team, most definitely join the team so we can start helping you learn more about trading, more about the markets, and you can start having conversations like this with me, the rest of the team, and the rest of our traders that we have. So happy trading, guys. And what you guys want to tell them? Anything that you
If your
want to
team not in March Madness, I'm sorry for you, but go blue.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm not gonna
oh.
lie. If we win one more game, I'm not gonna lie. Alabama has not been in the tournament in so long, so I had to put this hat on. I had to. And if we win one more time, and if y'all win, we gonna
We
be
gonna see.
playing you
Man,
guys. Now
Georgia
Georgia
Tech,
Tech, I'm sorry, I went there
they
too, but
made
hey
an
man, we got
early
put out in the
exit.
first
I
round,
mean,
so I had to switch, and I had to go back with my graduating
oh my
team on
God.
this.
I thought they were gonna do something. I mean, they started looking good, man, and then all of a sudden they just get this early exit. I don't know what to do anymore. I
Man,
mean, the
and then it was like
football
a
team is
trash
putting it
team that beat
down.
us, man. Like I was pissed off about that.
You know, them
Pissed
boys
off.
focusing on their education. That's good. That's okay.
I don't want to hear that. They got to rep Atlanta, man. Come on.
Man,
We need a new major. We need something else.
Right.
I don't want to call out any majors. People start getting mad.
oh man.
That was so funny. But until next time, we'll see you guys Monday. So enjoy the weekend, and we'll be back Monday to give you guys some more
Oh
market
yeah.
news.
Oh yeah.